Penny, please tell the court. On the day of the Duke's death, did you see anything unusual involving the Duke's butler, Lando ƑөŨtěω?
Yes. That night, I saw Lando sneaking out of Duke de Flavin's study, holding the crystal glass the Duke normally used for absinthe. He wiped the rim vigorously with a handkerchief. When he noticed me, he was startled and put the glass back in place hastily, then ordered me to press the Duke's clothes right away.
How did he appear at that moment?
Nervous, not like his usual self.
Do you suspect he tampered with the glass?
I don't know. I didn't dare speculate. Or maybe the glass was just dirty. But within 5 minutes after that, I heard the Duke. He was dead.
Thank you, Penny.
Your Honor, I would like to ask Penny a few questions as well. Penny, I must say, I really enjoyed your little performance. You look every bit the frightened soul who accidentally glimpsed a secret. If I hadn't seen you strutting your stuff at the casino before, I'd never have pegged you as the same Penny.
What are you saying? I don't understand.
Your Honor, the defense attorney's questions carry hints and suggestive implications. I request that the questioning be stopped.
Defense counsel, watch your words.
Your Honor, my next questions are intended to clarify details of the case and ensure the defense is precise. I request permission to proceed.
Permission granted. You may continue.
Penny, when you saw the butler, Mr. Ƒө胱těω, at the study door, was the Duke inside the study?
Yes. About 5 minutes later, I heard he was dead, still seated in his study chair. We all assumed the Duke had a sudden health episode, since he had long-standing health issues and required regular visits from the family doctor.
Are you certain that what Mr. Ƒө胱těω wiped was the Duke's designated absinthe glass?
Yes. Later, I felt that something was off, so I took it upon myself to secure the glass.
Your Honor, I request to submit the evidence. After laboratory testing, traces of poison remain on the glass, and they match the poison found in the Duke's body.
Penny, as the Duke's personal attendant, how many years have you served him?
10 years.
Very well. Then you must know under what circumstances the Duke would drink absinthe.
Only after smoking.
Ah, you remember clearly. Truly a loyal servant of the Duke. But do you also recall that the Duke never smoked in his study? As his closest personal valet, I assume you would also know this, wouldn't you? Not only did he avoid smoking in the study, he disliked smoking in any room except the designated smoking room. Because he hated the smell of cigarettes lingering on the furniture. Any guest visiting the Duke could attest to this. Anyone even picking up a cigarette would be politely directed to the smoking room.
I may have remembered wrong. Maybe it wasn't the absinthe glass.
Penny, look me in the eyes. Did you, because of massive gambling debts, accept money from certain people, and thereby feel compelled to give false testimony here, framing an innocent man? Here are your casino debt records from the past 3 months, along with a recent transfer into your account from an overseas shell company. Enough to cover all your debts. Do you need me to call in a financial investigator to explain the source of these funds to the court?
I...
Explain yourself, please!
It was Samuel! It was Samuel who told me to say this. As long as I did what he said, he would give me money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frame Lando.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, no matter how skillfully a lie is woven, it can never outweigh a simple fact. The truth requires no rehearsal, while lies can never cover every detail. Penny's testimony is full of laughable gaps. This in itself proves that the plaintiff is going to any lengths, even trampling the law, to falsely accuse my client.
Nonsense. I do not acknowledge this. Your Honor, I suspect my witness Penny has been bribed by the opposing side. If I could bribe Penny, then so could they.
Mr. Daclia, there's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You've been claiming that the butler, Lando, poisoned the Duke, resulting in his death. Tell me, exactly what poison did the Duke ingest?
It was poison from a dart frog. It takes only a few minutes to cause heart failure. This matches the Duke's autopsy report. After the incident, a servant found a dart frog in Lando's bedroom. Luckily, he was terrified of such creatures and kept his distance, or there would have been more victims than just the Duke. Your Honor, may I call...
Mr. Daclia, save your time. Summoning more perjured witnesses will only make your lies look worse. Do you have no other skills besides buying people off? Being a boss for so long really does dull your debating skills. On the other hand, I have a piece of evidence I'd like Your Honor to see. It was dug out from a trash heap, already shredded, and piecing it back together took considerable effort. This is a purchase list signed by Peter Jonas. One item on it, the dart frog. Now, which do you think is more convincing? The word of a servant who lies at the drop of a hat? Or this tangible purchase record? I believe you all have the answer by now.
What do we do? Samuel, think of something. You were once considered a twin star of the law school alongside Rosso Falcone. How come he's just flattening you like this?
Friends, the truth behind the Duke's poisoning is finally coming to light. It's time to close the case. Next, let's call the person who carried out the poisoning. The former chef, Love.
Since it was you who did it, there's nothing I can do for you. I cannot turn black into white, nor am I willing to help a murderer anymore. Your Honor, I've also been deceived by Peter. I withdraw from the defense.
Not yet, Mr. Daclia. Your turn is next. I call the witness, former detective Trist.
I used to be a detective. I was involved in the investigation of the chef massacre case. At that time, I noticed the wounds on the victims did not match the supposed murder weapon, the chef's knife. Such an obvious flaw should have been raised, but no one objected. I found this very strange. When I tried to report it, I was repeatedly obstructed. And not long after, I was dismissed from the police department without reason.
Thank you, Trist. We all heard that he was once a law enforcement officer and participated in the investigation of the case. What he witnessed proves that the judicial process at that time was deliberately tampered with, and that the chef, Ethan, was very likely framed. There's also a piece of evidence from the scene that has been kept hidden and never submitted. It's said that the chef's sister held this ring tightly in her hand until her dying breath. What is the emblem on this ring? Ah, it's the logo of Whitestone Law Firm, one I know very well. Mr. Daclea, is this your ring?
Nonsense! I wasn't even there when giving the order. Why would my ring...
What's that, Samuel? Did I just hear... You gave the order to kill that family?
What I meant was, I wasn't there when the murderer ordered the massacre, so my ring couldn't have popped up. For all I know, I might have been in the office then. The CCTV can prove my alibi. I once lost this ring 3 years ago. Perhaps someone stole it to frame me.
So, Samuel, when you lost it 3 years back, was there an O-shaped mark on the inside?
That's right. There's an O-shaped mark.
These 3 years, you've only lost the ring once.
Yes, it's my identifier after all. I took extra caution after that one time.
My dear senior, you look so charming when you lie.
What do you mean?
Sorry, just a little prank to test a theory, but you went along with it anyway. No ring whatsoever was found in the sister's fist back then. In fact, no one held onto a ring that day. This ring? I stole it from your drawer yesterday. Alas, I was careless. Accidentally scratched an X on the inside. You won't get cross with me, will you?
You...
I can't even tell when you're speaking the truth or lying now. Maybe we need help from the judge and the jury.
I deny it all. This joke doesn't prove anything.
A denial? You almost sound like my father did back then. Except he was being honest. Samuel, 10 years ago, your brother committed murder and let my father take the rap. To force him to confess, you guys took me hostage. These hands are your handiwork. Evidence of your evil deeds. Your Honor, members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, journalists, this isn't the first time Samuel has disregarded the law, flipping the scales of justice. He is guilty. It's been a decade since my father passed away. The evidence used to frame him had long disappeared across time. As a lawyer, I couldn't save my own father. I wasn't able to clear his name. But today at least, I can still save someone's father and clear the name of an innocent. Perhaps we cannot change the world after all. But we can tip the balance. We can be a torch. A torrential rain. Every morning, every day, every night.
You're a real good lawyer, Rosso. I thought we could be the greatest twin stars to emerge from our school. Until that day when I took your straight A report book and saw your surname, Falcone. I knew it well. It screams wretched peasant. The only relic left by your incompetent father, old Falcone. Your father, a mere scapegoat chosen by my dad to cover for my younger brother. I understood right then that you and I are different from the moment we were born. Polar opposites meant to walk opposing paths once we left college. You should thank me for schooling you on this societal rule in advance. You think whatever happens today will affect the Doclius? With my surname, my position is unshakable.
Poor thing. I feel bad for your stupidity. To think the principal once compared me with this fool. Spoiled brat. You still don't get it? So my dad was the Daclius scapegoat. Aren't you, and even your family, a sad scapegoat all the same? You think the Daclius stand at the apex of power? Maybe you're all just scapegoats for some other people. They need a smarty-pants lackey who'd step up and execute all their plans. Succeed, and you'll get a pat and some hay as reward. Fail, and they won't even mourn for the death of the livestock. Samuel, hadn't your dad told you how your younger brother died? I made red wine out of him and sent it to your dad. Did he let you try it? What a pity. Never mind. When your blood dries, I'll get your dad for another tasting.
To think I believed you 3 years ago. Thought you'd finally shake off that derisible Falcone name and be someone for once. So you got me once, Falcone. So what? Your victory always comes with a price. This time, are you prepared to pay?
This court hereby pronounces Christina de Flavin and Lando Fazzini not guilty of the murder of the late Duke de Flavin. They should be released with immediate effect. Peter Jonas is pronounced guilty of murdering Duke de Flavin. For personal gain, he has murdered nobility, derided the common folk, spouted lies and slander, thus inflicting horrendous societal effects on the kingdom. Representing the Supreme Judicial Council, this court hereby sentences Peter Jonas to death.
No, not the death penalty. It's too much. Appeal. I'm appealing.
Samuel Daclia is hereby pronounced guilty of contempt of court, perjury, and of complicity in the murder of 4 members of the Santoro family. He is sentenced to life imprisonment, stripped permanently of all political rights.
Worry not, everybody. As the masterminds, Samuel and Peter will definitely be punished accordingly.
What about the Dakhlias?
Whether or not the Dakhlias are in the know, we need evidence to prove it.
Ever since a blabbing reporter was made to run naked outside the courthouse gates, no one has dared to interview me. Were you expecting more, my dear? That fool did say one thing right. This is the societal rule. There be another Samuel, and the next Dakhlia. Never ending, ever turning. If that's the case, I'd rather the next master of the world be you. Can't bear to leave me. Partnership? How come I didn't know of it? Fancy the Duchess of Deflavin to be so into me, tailing me from the dance floor to Terra, from Terra to the hotel. Others might think you're a raging fan of mine.
I know someone's watching you closely. So let's communicate freely in our heads.
Very amusing. How'd you do it?
This is my shadow power. Remember the blood you left on my nail when we were dancing last time? It's how I mark you. Before the mark's gone, I can initiate a soul-to-soul talk just like this.
I'll admit, you are an intriguing woman.
I know you've been waiting for me to find you here for a while. Not just tonight, but much earlier. Since I was announced as first in line to the Deflavin Duchy.
Darling, what makes you think that of me?
Once I heard your story, I knew. It's impossible that you'd help the Dakhlias sincerely. After all, the Dakhlias killed your father. And they forced Rosso Falcone to start turning into red gloves. Rosso, we have a common enemy. From the start, you've always been my man.
What do you want? My friendship?
You became an associate with the Dakhlias 3 years ago. I know you hold proof of the chef massacre case. Once I obtain evidence for the Duke poisoning case, I want you to merge both cases and topple Peter Jonas.
What's in it for me, then?
A shot at revenge in court. I'll have Samuel Dakhlia return to court as Peter's attorney. Get him to spill the truth on old Falcone's case in public. Then you can beat him with your own hands. If you're willing, please lay a deposit with a faithful kiss.
Regrettably, Signora, that didn't impress me. In light of our imminent verbal clash, please accept my kiss.
Boss, you sure about working with him? You don't really know him. Even if you're not sure what kind of guy he is.
What is Red Gloves like? Consider a stage actor, under the spotlight. Indeed, he can be rated as such. An amateurish actor with exaggerated acting. Different audiences will answer differently. Most incorrigible criminals probably see him as a savior. They are willing to gouge their flesh to engage Red Gloves, so they can escape the sword of Lady Justice. Nobles restrain their disdain for his humble beginnings and cannot help but wear a mask of respect, if only to guard their status quo with his cutthroat skills. The commoners do not understand him, so they rate Red Gloves as they imagine him to be. They despise him, scared of becoming his sacrificial lamb. They envy him, for he steps on books, on human lives, and on bundles of cash to transcend his class. Many want him dead, and many more want him alive. And what of Red Gloves? How does he see himself? Perhaps nobody knows, or gives a hoot.
Extra, extra! Truth's out on Duke de Flavin's murder case! Peter Jonas gets the death penalty for poisoning the old Duke! Life imprisonment for Whitestone law firm boss for complicity and murder! Today's headline! Conclusion of the de Flavin succession war! First glimpse of the new Duchess of de Flavin!
Duchess of de Flavin, or Cecilia.
Duchess, I'm very grateful for your help in punishing my family's nemesis. As agreed before, I, Ethan Santoro, am willing to be your blade. I've killed many. There's no point in exonerating my crimes. Might as well be an executioner now, using this chef's knife to wipe out evil. I only hope a family tragedy like mine never happens again.
Great! Now I get to eat the Santoro family's gourmet meals without queuing. Chef, ever thought of reopening the family restaurant?
Perhaps I will.
The Duchess's appointment has been officially issued around Melania. Boss is now the actual Duchess of de Flavin. Next, we've got to prepare for the investiture ceremony and the banquet afterwards. I'll get the tailor to take your measurements in the afternoon. Everyone will need a new set of ceremonial wear.
We all have to wear it? I hate those stuffy clothes.
Oh, as bodyguard to the Duchess of de Flavin, your presentability also accounts for the Duchess's.
Fine. I'll wear it then.
I'm getting new clothes.
But Mr. Ƒө骝töö supposedly died at the police station, no? How is he gonna serve as the Duchess's butler in plain sight?
This morning, a visiting police officer saw Mr. Ƒөჵtöö and ran off scared.
Oh, no. I forgot to tell Tony I'm not dead. Sweet boy. He must be preparing for my funeral. I'll go let him know before he spends all that money.
My dear, your promise can make a loser live for a lie. Then let us become as one before the final judgment. Thank you, my glib-tongued boss. May every morning, noon, and evening from now on be witness to our happy cooperation.
Who's there? Red gloves?
Morning, Officer Santanke.
Why are you here?
I heard you were recently involved in a lawsuit. My boss sent me here to help you.
And your boss is?
The Duchess of Deflavin. She invested in my law firm, which, coincidentally, opens tomorrow. Do come if you're free, Officer Santanke.
Something troublesome really did occur at home. I wonder if your law firm are the charges high?
Come now, officer. Why would I charge you? Aren't you friends with my boss, the Duchess? And friends help each other, right?
You're right. The Duchess of Deflavin is my friend. In the future, our friendship shall be unbreakable. Glad to be of service, Duchess of Deflavin.
You and I, broken souls.